to
Will's
then...
not going to let himself get shown up at this table.
Yeah, no, well, this is the... I gotta get my foot in the door to be able to win the big bucks. To then use Unmatched Fortune, to then spend the 2 destiny that we have to change that into 2 successes, which would make me 4, and then 2 advantage. No, wait, would make me... let's see, we're going down to 3 with an advantage. Well, I mean, that just goes to strain anyway. I'm not worried about strain right now. That would still be 3, and then the dark side comes into play, turning one of my successes into failure. Yeah, I'll still end the game with a success. And a threat.
Narrowly sneaking out a victory then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so net result in the end would probably just be 1 success, which means that I just won my wager back.
Hey, that's actually probably one of the best outcomes you could want for it at this point.
True.
Because if you won so much, they would be just like,
Oh, wait,
no.
actually, no. Actually, I had 2 successes because remember at the very beginning, I double or nothinged.
Okay.
Why did you say such a thing?
So I actually I've won 2,000 back.
Okay, that's still pretty good. You didn't want to win too much so that you would scare them away, but yeah, they will allow you to go on to the next table.
Which is how much?
Well, it depends on who you wanting to. So this resort, it's not like in Nar Shaddaa where there's like placards up there saying what the bet amount is. This is kind of more like a back room type of gambling hall.
Oh yeah, well I mean that's like eyesight, right? I look around to see which tables have the highest number of chips on play on them.
True. There is one that is not playing for chips at all. But there are little placards that they are betting with.
Indicative of what?
Slaves.
Oh boy.
There is another table that is basically playing for votes on the Dark Council.
Well, that's a hard buy in that.
Yeah.
That is one that is not up for you to join. And then there's a couple that are into the roughly 10,000 max.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't own any slaves, nor do I want to
Yet.
own any slaves.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I want my workers to be voluntary.
Most pirates do. Just saying. Just saying.
Well, I mean, I don't think you read the entire Wikipedia article.
Well,
she did not. She did not want slaves either.
These is how she wanted to be called.
Yeah,
These
well,
wanted to be
I'm putting it into colloquial.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah, I guess I'm going to the 10,000 table then.
Yep.
Since I don't have any pull with the Dark Council at the moment. Gonna win a few more games till that happens.
Wait until someone else like throws that down on the table and you just win it and you're like, what do I do with this?
Yeah. Can't wait till I
Just need to
rejoin the
get
group. Say, hey guys, I have 3 marks on the Dark Council.
Just need to get in the same room as them and have them take their masks off. It'll be fine.
Alright, how many people are at the 10,000 table?
There are 4 Sith.
Alright, and then me.
So let's make it 5 Sith and you. So
okay, 6 people. Okay. and they're all respirators apparently.
One of them is not.
It doesn't really
They
help. I don't know. I don't even know how to apply this to a 1 in 5 scenario on beguiling pheromones.
It is. I will point out though that there is one that is not wearing rebreather. There's one that is wearing a full-on mask. The other two are wearing rebreathers.
Like I said, I have no idea how to play it with beguiling pheromones. How one person does and some don't. So I think it's just easier not to.
That's fine.
I will use second chances. Take some more strain if you want to increase the difficulty by 1. I am going to tap Clever Solution to use Skullduggery with Cunning instead of whatever it normally would be.
Okay.
I see you're making things harder on me.
Yep.
That's fine.
There's reasons.
Let's see. Skullduggery.
They are scheming.
Skullduggery is normally. Wait a second. I can't do that. Skullduggery is cutting. I can't make it tap Cunning Solution to make it cunning. It is cunning.
Nope. Saves you a thing, right?
Say what?
Saves you having to use the
Yeah,
ability.
yeah. I just don't know why I wasn't doing it before. Hold on. There's got to be a reason why I wasn't doing it before. Nope, there's no reason. I'm just a fool. I'm a fool. All right. I guess that's all my things. Oh, let me clear the top. Don't need to add extra dice.
Just a single light side.
All right. You ready?
Just light force pull. Yeah, go for it.
Let's
Oh
see.
dear.
Well, I have second chances.
You also have 2 light sides, so you're basically.
Oh, some of
going
those
to...
black dice shouldn't be there. Hold on. I think.
You have the ability to clear black dice.
Yeah. Convincing demeanor. Remove black dice per rank of convincing demeanor from any deception or skullduggery check, and I have 2 ranks in that. Oh,
Okay.
great.
Roll
The 2 blank ones.
2d2.
2d2?
Yep. Okay, so you are going to remove the 2 blank ones.
Amazing. Great call.
Well, if you rolled a 2, right?
Well, here, you know what? Here's what's gonna happen. I am going to. Ooh, is this? Oh, you know what? I was going to do something, but I think this roll is so good that I just need to keep what I've got.
So the idea here that with the 2d2 is you're removing 2. If you rolled a 1, it would be the first die. If you rolled a 2, it would be the third die.
No, I understood what you were doing. No, I was just thinking of tapping Natural Rogue, which will allow me to re-roll any one Skullduggery or a Stealth check. But I think I've got so many successes on the green and yellow dice that might not be worthwhile for me.
Right.
But
so with the light pips showing though, don't you flip 2 failures, 2 successes?
Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're good. I mean, you're
Failure
only
into
you're only going to have 1 threat. No, you would actually have one advantage.
Yeah, I would remove 2 failures, and they would turn into successes.
So that's 2 successes.
Well, hold on. We're saying what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes already, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
7.
failures. So that would turn
7
into 2.
versus 3, 4 successes. Wow.
Well, yeah, because that would remove 5. That would turn 5 into 3 failure, and then it would turn the opposite.
5 successes to 7. So 4 successes.
Double or nothing into 8 successes.
Okay. What are you doing
You're just
about?
going off the charts.
Well, then I'm not tapping anything else. That's fine. I'll keep it what it
And
is.
so you are flipping to threat into advantages, which reduces the threat by 2, and so you would have 1 advantage as well.
Which is just to regain 1 strain.
Okay.
So that is 80,000 plus 30%.
So skullduggery means that you're cheating, right? Or is it just deception?
It's all cheating. It's all cheating.
It's all cheating.
It's all cheating. Oh no.
Well, you haven't failed.
Right. So I mean, again, it's nothing that anybody who plays Sabacc doesn't do.
Right.
Well, if one despair comes up, though, I have a feeling in this casino, if one despair comes up, you are dead.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
You'll die
Um,
rich.
So yeah, you win.
Yep.
You win the whole pot, basically, or is it just 1 or 2? I forget.
Well, I win my initial back, which I already removed from my sheet, plus 7 more shares, plus 30% of the total.
You get all 7 if you only get a certain number of successes.
You get a 1 share of the pot per success that you got.
Okay.
Hold on, where'd my sheet go? On a success, the PC wins back his wager. For each additional success, he wins another wager's worth from the pot. So,
Sounds good.
if I put
So-
in 10, I won 7 additional after that. So 70,000 more. Plus, up the ante gives me 30% more
I thought
on
you
a
only
win.
got 3 successes.
Double or nothing. I had
Oh,
4
okay.
successes, double or nothing to 8.
Gotcha.
I'm just saying 7 because I got what I put back
Right.
in back on the 1.
Understand. I'm clear now.
Yep.
The
And
double or nothing is
up
what
the
I was
ante,
missing.
I have 3 ranks of up the ante, so I get 30% back on a win.
Cool. So
So that's why
yeah,
Terran said 104k, which was exactly right.
you are winning by the time you are caught up with everybody else.
Yep. Now I'm at over 700,000 credits.
So Otho, you are completely and totally able to find the information you are looking for.
Nice. Yeah.
It only took you a single day,
Yeah.
and you have a cross reference between names that are important and names that are on this list.
Nice. But like that transition, I'm just imagining it's just like Zul going through that. It's like, and I'll take the whole pot. And he rakes it in, and then it's just a smash cut to in a empty, echoing archive, like going through something.
Well, if I was going to be artistic about it, what I would do is the raking in of the chips, right? And then that I don't know, the clattering noise of chips falling apart as it falls into the camera into a way that makes it like the camera's blacking out. And then the camera starts pulling back, and that clattering sound of chips is turned into the turning of paper.
I don't know, man. I
What
just
we've gone for would have been a
just
parallel
play smash cuts.
where we have Duel celebrating on one hand, yes, I won. Straight over to Otho going, yes, I found it. Complete echoes, complete
Oh,
silence and
no.
loneliness.
Yeah, just kind of nothing.
Zul has more of a Lando Calrissian about him when he's winning. It's a silent gloat.
Okay, so
You are
Yes.
actually able to find that there is a name on here that you instantly recognize, and the reason why you didn't recognize it in the holocron is because the name was uh, a code name for Ulik Keldroma.
I'm gonna write that down real quick. Okay. Hmm. And why would that name be instantly recognizable?
This is one of the people who have so he played both sides of the table, acting as a Jedi Knight and a Sith Lord. Uh, he teaches Anakin later on, but as a ghost, basically how to defeat the Dark Reaper. But yeah,
Hmm.
he is one of the people that fought against Exar Kun, who was trying to, or Freedom Nad, who was trying to destroy the Republic. And he is one of the more prominent of the Sith in the antiquity at your time.
Okay.
He's one of the founders of the original Sith Empire, basically.
Oh, very fancy. Very interesting. So I suppose that whatever and what is here is a journal or archive of his, right? It's a journal and some other artifact that appears to be here.
This is a journal,
Okay.
specifically a holocron.
Okay. So now that we know where the holocron, so using the holocron that we have, we know where that holocron is, and now based on the information we have, we know that it is important. So I think it's about time to think about getting it.
I
Yeah.
like that implication that there are unimportant holocrons, like the one with his live journal on it.
I mean,
I mean, it could be how to cook.
Well, I mean,
Womp
they're
rat
just your
in-
teachings
That's
of
even
your
more
life,
hilarious
right?
that a Sith took the time to put into a holocron how to
Yes.
cook X or something.
Like the most worthless thing is like, I'm gonna write this down.
It is entirely possible, right? Like a Sith recording all of like their most valuable secrets on their other Sith in order to use against them and everything like that. But those Sith are now long dead, so it doesn't matter anymore.
Well, and I mean that would still be very useful, right? Because they would probably have tombs, and they would probably have traps in those tombs based on their life history, so that they would keep.
Sure, sure. I'm just saying that
Right.
you're stretching the margins of valuable.
Well, and honestly, if you know anything about archaeology, the thing that archaeologists get the most excited about are people that did the tedium tasks of like, well, today I went to the market and I paid $10 for this chance cube or something,
Sure,
right?
sure, but those
There's
are
a
for
billion things out there about like the Roman nobles and all their like magnificent things, but like very little like what was the day-to-day life of this
those are
place
for
like?
time
Yeah.
periods that we have very few records on. These are people that are recording things on super advanced technological devices.
Well,
That's like finding the records of someone's cell phone from 10 years ago. Oh my god,
exactly.
they went to the
Yo,
store
dude,
and
I'm all
bought
over that.
milk. I found
Yes.
Jessica James's to-do list.
Okay. So you know that this particular holocron is in a um, fairly secured uh, museum on Ziost.
Mm,
There are other names that you could use
mhm.
that aren't quite that prominent.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you want, we could look at those. There's a couple that might fit the bill that are in, they're not so huge that they would have people clamoring over them. But I mean, you're the reason why you look Keldroma is the Luridians are not necessarily dark or light side users, right? So somebody that crosses the line would be more valuable to them than somebody who is one or the other.
Hmm.
But you can find a buyer from pretty much
Yeah.
anything that's on this list. If it wasn't important, it wouldn't be in this holocron.
True. And so I'll keep that in mind, but it's probably not the first thing I would want to go for. Something a bit less
So
rocking the boat.
there is a and I'm just going to do a random name generator because
Mhm.
I don't necessarily want to have anybody that's
Sorry about that.
Yeah, a little trouble.
lost your camera.
You did?
It's back.
Okay.
I'm not
Yeah.
seeing it, but okay.
Well, click the cameras and click back, and it'll come back.
There we go. Okay. How do I go back? How do I go back? I don't want to focus.
Ah,
How do I stop focusing on Fui?
You can like click
Oh,
it
there we
the
go.
face again, and there you go.
yeah.
There we go. Okay. Let's see what we find here. Let's just do it random. Because basically, if I'm going to find them on a Wikipedia, it's going to
Yeah.
be really important, and I don't think we need that.
No, not quite.
Because basically all of those are going to be pretty difficult to get to.
Yeah.
Why not? We're changing history anyway.
We are?
Yeah, sure. Vader wore a white suit and he was a good guy, right?
No.
Yeah, that's what you said.
He didn't wear a white suit.
Oh, you want to bet?
Yeah, Yoda crashes the Death Star straight into Palpatine.
Cease. Stop. I hate that so much.
Oh, it is so dumb, but I love it.
Mm.
I love Redemption Vader.
Okay. So that is the name of the Sith Lord whose holocron is you think has the most value. That is the least protected.
Okay.
The thing that you are able to find out in the histories is that this person always was in disguise. Nobody actually knows their species or their gender, what
Damn.
they look like. Their disguise was so complete. And this holocron is supposed to have that secret to it, but the people that have found it have not been able to figure out what the secret was. It's been encoded somehow. So
Okay.
it's kind of in this realm of, yeah, it's important, but it's not really so important that everybody's going out of their way to try to figure it out.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, go for it. What are you doing?
Okay, so where is it currently being stored?
It's in a tomb. Their tomb.
Okay. So if it's in their tomb, I assume there'd be quite a trek out of the way to actually get to the tomb itself.
So this particular tomb is in the equivalent of like Africa in
Okay.
their desert.
We're going to Earth.
Earth.
So
Alright, so
about half a planet away.
yeah, it's fine. We got a ship. Don't worry about it. Have there been any reports of people who have tried to get into this place and have either failed, lost people, or disappeared?
There have been expeditions that have tried to get to this place that have failed.
Okay.
Not that many. And as you look through those, well, go ahead and make a what would be applicable?
It's like an investigation skill, or
Yeah, like maybe
yeah.
skullduggery or what are the skills?
Hmm.
Education.
Oh man, I know
would
a guy
be
who's real good at
applicable.
skullduggery.
Education, sure. Let's do an education.
Let me set the difficulty. Just a second. As I pull that up, it is definitely not that. Wow, who was rolling that die? I know exactly who that was. Okay, this is going to be 4 purple, which is formidable.
Oh dear, let's go. Ah, yeah.
Okay. Some things you notice about these expeditions that have failed is that one, they just assumed that they would be able to fly their ship directly there.
Mm.
The desert that is on Ziost is not your typical desert. The wind speed is significant, and it is unpredictable in its paths, and dust storms can fly in at a moment's notice. And the worst thing you could possibly encounter with a starship or a speeder is turbulent weather like that. So you know that the tomb is about a day's journey on foot from a nearby oasis. That you could fly to that and then traverse over and eliminate that threat completely. Or you can. There's a number of other options you can do, but
Yeah, if that's a good place to set down.
now to travel a day through a desert, that is
Gonna
not
need
going to
some.
be something that's going to be cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Not only are you going to need the food and the water, which you need to carry quite a bit of it,
Probably some protective gear.
you're not going to be able to use any speeders to do the trek.
Mm.
So you're going to have to hire the animals.
Can I interject something real quick?
Nice.
Sure.
Are you saying that it's always bad weather at the temple's location?
So it's this desert. The reason why it hasn't been terraformed is because it is got a Sith alchemist curse upon it, basically.
Mm.
But that's what I'm saying. Are you saying that it's always bad weather?
Well, like I
Always
Yeah.
got high wet winds with
Sith curse.
and
Well,
Yep.
that's what I'm asking. Like, you couldn't just sit in orbit right above it and then wait for the
Well, see,
the opportune moment and just zip down
Nope.
to
It's
land.
always got a maelstrom that is not even like a whirl. It's a whirl
chaos.
for a minute, and then it calms, and then it whirls a different way. And
Oh,
then
so
it
what you
calms,
want is a pilot who can land you in that minute.
All right, listen.
I mean, sure.
I think the animal is a good technique.
I seem to realize you could hire Goraz because it seems like he could crash land a ship with no problem.
I would rather not
mean,
crash land a ship at all.
It would be cheaper to make the trip with animals than it would be to
Goraz.
land a ship
Yeah.
and then try to get out with that crash landed ship.
Oh, well, the new Star Wars canon, you can hypersjump from inside of a planet's orbit, so...
Do not.
Do
That
not
is not
blaspheme.
canon.
Do not.
I mean,
In
it's
fact-
literally apparently something you can do.
Disney has actually come out and said that the sequels are all in an alternate universe.
They actually
Oh,
did that now?
They make that official actually now.
Yep, they have
Oh,
officially
shit,
retconned all
Wow.
3 movies.
Oh, what a terrible business decision.
Fucking go!
Actually, I think it's going to save them because
Yeah.
I mean, you say that,
All-
Griff, but I mean, they also got rid of all the old books from the EU, too, so that wasn't a terrible business decision.
Bring them back.
I mean, that's a different kettle of fish there. But
I mean, you say that, but some of the new canon books are pretty good.
right, but they didn't invest millions into like the old EU.
I mean, I don't like what they did, but they still build up to something that's pretty good. Like all the build up
Mhm.
for the fall of the Empire to
Oh yeah.
the major I can't remember what Jakku to the Battle of Jakku. It's
Mhm.
all pretty good. What's
Nice.
that
Yeah,
commander's
the books
name?
are pretty good.
But
Better the Leia one, if I recall.
So what?
Hold on. Things are happening, right? We gotta.
Baby.
Yeah. Okay.
We start handboying.
Yeah. So with this information in tow, Ultima's probably going to call up Terran and Zool and say, "All right, I think I found what we're looking for. It's a holocron from someone by the name of Miri Retrak. But the problem is it's surrounded by this huge dust storm. Luckily, there's an oasis nearby, and we can hire some pack animals to get us in there."
So, exotic locale, going on a tour and riding on animals. You know, this sounds
Right.
exactly like a vacation.
What if you just
Well-
seeded the atmosphere with ice?
Hey,
Hey, you can do that. I don't know how, but
Well, a
Start terraforming a
biplane,
hostile planet.
a biplane could do that. I mean,
a vacation with a side of tomb raiding. But that just makes it more
Vacation.
exciting.
You don't steal stuff when you go on vacation?
I tomb raided this
How
from
old
the
are you?
oh wait, no, I don't do that. I don't know what I steal anymore. I go into the hotel. I'm like, I don't want any of this shit.
Yeah.
yeah, no. I
Okay.
mean, literally, it's the worst shit you can get. That's why the hotels have it.
If you go onto Amazon and look for
You don't
hotel
buy it,
grade
people just
stuff,
leave it there.
it's like crap.
Hotel grade, oh god.
Oh.
Just above prison grade. Alright.
You go for prison grade. It's not that much worse. Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, that sounds like a great time, Otho. I don't have
Come-
any problem with this.
Alright, nice. Probably gonna want to get some hot weather clothes. You might want to get a trim, get a bit shaved.
Yeah, I could get a bit of a fur cut.
Not even gonna go there.
No. Shaved hails will be
Yay.
yours.
There's totally hot weather gear in the book, right?
Mhm.
There
Yeah,
is.
I just had to like go find it. real quick.
Goraz had
I
a
mean-
bunch of it, like survival knives and.
Let's
I
be
mean,
honest. Your
we can
back
probably-
armor can be sealed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can actually.
So
It has air
it-
for 8 hours as well, so it's
It
probably
has
fine.
an environmental controls in it as well, I would assume.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So you're fine.
Yeah, I think Aldo
The
probably
air
see it.
conditioning button.
I
I think
think
it's
prob-
gonna be Pauline and or the Zool and
Here's the thing: is
Robo
I was deep into those settler books and everything like that, where all the equipment on like surviving in the wilderness was and everything like that. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't be arsed. So can I just like spend 20K and say me and Otho are fine?
Sure.
Well,
Buy the full package. Allow me to. We fly out there and we just say we're a bunch of tourists willing to spend as much money as we can and just throw it all out.
I mean, I
That may not be what you want to do because they're going to like triple charge you for
Yeah.
things. But
That's why we spent 20,000.
Like I said,
Why?
I'll just spend 20,000. Say me and Otho are fine, right?
do you want to have the animals be part of that as well?
Sure. Whatever
I assume
20,
so, yeah.
whatever 20,000 encompasses, I'm sure
Yeah.
it'll include the animals.
It's quite a lot.
It is
Probably
quite a lot.
encompasses like a whole Sherpa baggage train at this point.
Pretty much, right? And so you've got the guide and everything with that much.
So yeah, we're fine. We won't suffer from heat stroke or whatever. We have all the gear that we need.
Okay.
What are the pack
I already
animals?
found it.
What?
What are the pack animals? Are there something we recognize?
I thought they smelled bad on the outs.
These are those lizard-like things that you see on Tatooine.
Dewbacks, excellent.
Backs. They work well here. They've been imported for this specific task.
Very nice.
Not that there's a lot of people that are trying to do this, but
Yeah.
you know, there's that one guy that kook that has that that dewback farm or ranch, out here that everybody
Nice.
calls a kook. He's like, one day you'll see that these dewbacks will come in handy.
Honestly, much better than Blurg. Those things are awful. Anyway. Well,
So now that we've
walk in
100x
and be like-
overcharged ourselves.
And then you guys walk in and like, here's a small fortune for you to take it.
20K is so much.
Me, I told you.
We supported this random man for like the next decade.
Well,
Oh, God.
Again, not all the money goes to him.
No,
It's also
he
on
gets
gear,
probably-
survival gear, all
he
this.
probably gets a good quarter of it though. So
Right.
it basically has paid for his last 10 years of fees though, or something.
Yeah.
And it's only a
Yeah.
very small portion of what I've won in the last couple of days. So
True.
Yeah, your literal winning today was still covering this.
yeah, I'm almost
Alexa, turn on the office light.
literally almost a millionaire. So
Okay, so
Right.
you are now comfortably equipped on
Right.
this oasis, and you start to make the trip. And it takes you about 6 hours of I'm the only one home, and
Oh no.
I'm hearing voices.
oh,
so
did you just
give me-
turn? Did you just tell Alexa to turn your light on?
Yeah, but she
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
talk like that.
No, I was just wondering. I thought you told somebody behind
Yeah,
you.
same here.
Oh
I thought
no.
there was just someone there. And he's like, wait, there's no one here.
And that was the last you ever saw of Sid.
Yeah,
Well,
full
to be fair-
story right here on the
The thing about yeah, my Christmases, we got Alexa for pretty much all of our rooms.
Nice.
So it was pretty nice, but apparently she was talking to me and I couldn't hear her. So
Cool.
there's nobody in my apartment, thankfully.
Not even yourself.
Okay, not even myself. I'm not here. I'm a figment of my own imagination. The trip for the first 6 hours is uneventful. And it's not that hot. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Dry heat.
This is a desert.
Oh,
More
dry
like-
heat is worse. What are you talking about?
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh no.
yeah.
Humid heat is so much worse. I've been in both, and fuck, dude.
No.
It's
I
90
live.
degrees and 90% humidity
Yeah.
here, 50% of the year.
I would say when it's usually about
Ooh.
80% here, so I'm near the beach, or not that far away from it. But
Mhm.
I would prefer. I don't know. I guess it's opinion.
Having lived
preferred-
in Phoenix for 2 years, it's hot.
Yeah, like hot is hot.
When it gets to 120 degrees and
At that point,
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do.
there's just nothing you can do. This desert, it seems like it's more of a desert of high elevation, and so
Mm.
even though it is desert, it's got the scrubs and the juniper trees and the cactuses and all kinds of flora and fauna. And this guy is taking you on a specific path
Mhm.
that you guys can't see really. You look around and you see scrub oaks and you see oh crap, what is the word I'm looking for? I live in the fucking desert and I can't even think of the word. There's little bushes. Anyways, I can't remember.
So it's like it's like a South American desert as opposed to a like the Sahara or something.
Yeah, this is not the Sahara. This is more like Utah or Phoenix type desert, right? So
Yeah.
you've got a lot of rock outcroppings and you've got a lot of heat tolerant plants and stuff like that, and an occasional tree, but mostly it's just open.
Mhm.
And then so at that 6-hour point,
Mhm.
yes, but there's more actual plant life
Okay.
in that. At least for the part you're at. So you arrive at this place, and it's not like people make this journey very often. So there isn't a yurt or something set up. This is not there's not even really, maybe there's a set of rocks out there for a fire pit, right? But
Yeah.
it doesn't look like it's been used in maybe 10 years. So not that long. A year. Okay. Like there's somebody that comes out here often enough that it stayed there, but
Yeah.
not often enough that there's a trail or that there's signs of their passage. But he brings you out here to this fire pit, and then he says, "We need to spend the night here." Now, it's middle of the day still. You've only been traveling for 6 hours, and he set out in the middle of the morning, bright before the sun even started.
Are you sure we can't press on further?
He says, "Yes. We're about to get into the hottest part of the day."
Oh, it's
Makes
good thing you
sense.
brought such a big tent.
And it's not that big tents; it's more smaller tents, like single person tents.
Well, we spent like
Scatter around.
20,000, so.
Hey man, I mean, I'd rather not have my tent full of hair, no offense.
Look, I'm just gonna say my do bag has a cooler full of ice and iced drinks now.
Yeah, okay. So you are
Loaded.
these are you spent 20,000. These are
Yeah.
self setting tents.
Nice.
You don't have to spend a lot of time getting everything done. You even have like a little cooking, portable cooking center. So you
Nice.
don't have to light a fire in the fire pit. You've got the sun shade thing that you can sit under. But the important thing that all of this gear has in common is that it's low to the ground and has raked siding. Does that make sense?
Right, it's anti-sandstorm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, Designed for air to go over it instead of against it.
Yeah.
Definitely not that. Nope. Definitely not.
Deluxe.
I mean, you can have a parasol if you want.
No.
You can even add on another 5K to have Sherpa, somebody, a slave to hold it for you if you want.
Oh no. I just like in description of like I'm fancy stuff in the desert. I'm like, oh, that one random part from the mummy.
And so you, unless you are wanting to say different, you spend the day there, and basically what happens is the sun hits this certain portion of the sky, and you notice that there's this prismatic effect, and the the heat goes from being 90 to being 130 and in like 2 to 3 minutes.
That's not normal behavior for a star right there, is it?
No. No, I'm guessing it has something to do with the.
You realize that there is a hole in this area in their climate control systems.
Because I was about to say, if this wasn't like a big Sith curse, there's gotta be like a giant mirror out there just zooming in on this.
Well, it's more the fact that
and it's
the
almost not
prismatic effect
exactly.
is that that's where their climate control ends, and this is the hole in the ozone.
So at this point,
Mm.
Darren is gonna like look over to Otha, across his arms, and go, "Sith curse my butt, really?
Oh, you haven't used
Um,
the Sith curse yet.
I don't believe it at this point."
You look out
Um,
over the horizon, and you can just see this black
hmm,
storm.
a bit of proper menacing stuff.
Is there anything that you want to do while you are sequestered in not in these tents, because it is simply too hot for you guys to be sitting outside?
Yeah.
I mean, we got our drinks. We're pretty comfy. We're probably just chatting up. We got our guide right here too.
Yeah, yeah. Like I
This is
was.
like perfectly normal weather for out here, given like the conditions, right?
He says, "Yep, yep. This is
Mm.
why you'll see these fire pits exactly 6 hours, apart, or the
Mm.
distance that it takes,
Hmm.
because if you're going through the day and you hit uh, this area when the sun is over the hole, even the dewbacks are gonna die, basically."
Yeah.
Right. And I guess the fact that it's predictable actually makes it pretty manageable then.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I guess as long as we can keep a timer on it ourselves, we won't accidentally run straight into it.
You wanna make sure that you have a guide, is all
Mhm.
that I'm.
Good thing we got you then.
I'm
Um,
grateful for the pay. Not very many people pay me to take them out here.
certainly. I find when you're going through unknown territory, it's best to consult the locals first. So here we are.
So you spend the next 6 hours under this. The sun goes down, and he says, "Okay, you have the choice. We can push on into the night, or we can." I guess it wouldn't be 6 hours. It would only be 3.5 hours that the sun is in this hole. So we can push on, or you can and risk reaching um, the maelstrom in the evening, uh, or we can stay here and move on in the morning.
Hmm. Would it be possible to get right up, kind of near where the maelstrom is, and then set up another camp there?
Fortune favor us, yes.
Let's give that a go.
The maelstrom does move.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe better just sit tight for the
Yeah,
moment. We're not
let's-
actually in any rush right now.
No, let's sit tight, and we
Well,
can get as much
now that the
distance
sun
there.
is past the hole, though, you can use that sunshade and actually uh, spend the time together.
Hmm.
Yeah. So,
Take a look over the vast savannah, enjoy the sights. You know, this is
I mean,
actually kind of nice when it's not murdering us.
it is pretty.
yeah.
In its own way. I don't know how much you're familiar with the desert areas of Utah and that area. Like,
Hmm. Oh no, they're definitely pretty.
Mm-hmm.
um, this is the type of things you're seeing, right?
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, like
Uh,
mesas and stuff everywhere.
yeah. Let me see if we can find another. Like, you even see a couple like this.
Oh, very nice.
Just no road, obviously, but
Yeah.
um, the skies this absolute vibrant, like purple, unlike Earth. Their sky is more of a
Yeah.
violet atmosphere. So like this purple clouds type thing, it's kind of reversed. The purple is the sky, is the blue, and then the clouds are kind of this bantha milk shade. And yeah. So
Nice.
anything specific you're doing that night?
Well,
aside from just like keeping a very generic watch, I mean, no one seems to live
I-
out here, but maybe a wild animal might.
like, but like over on me, I think we're gonna keep some spirits high by retelling a couple of tall tales that Otho picked up, both in the archives. It's just kind of twists to have a slightly more moral message than betray your friends and you'll become powerful. Basically just trying to keep levity up while we're just kind of out in the desert smoking stuff on a stick over a campfire. Just keeping everybody not entertained, keeping everybody in high spirits.
Right. It's like, wow, I didn't know the Sith like turned into ghosts and then could move entire planets.
Hardly ever.
It's complicated.
Okay. You get to nighttime, are you, and your guide actually has kind of been sleeping through the day.
Mhm.
He's not really been paying much attention to you. He's been like sitting in his chair, just catching some Z's.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But as soon as it gets dark, he kind of goes into hyper vigilant mode.
There are predators around here we
Raise
need
an
to worry
eyebrow in
about?
his direction, yeah.
Sorry,
Sorry.
one at a
Sorry.
time.
Oh, I'll just like raise an eyebrow in his direction. It's like, what's got you all up and about here?
Well, this is when the predators come out.
Yeah, I would think so. I can help you keep watch for a little bit. I need to get some sleep myself, but
Okay.
at least we're plenty armed for it.
Who else is wanting to assist in the vigilance check?
Sure, I'll help out. I just need to
Vigilance.
get a look at that maelstrom in the night anyway.
You're not really seeing the maelstrom at night because
Mhm.
it's not like it's
Yeah.
throwing up lightning or anything.
Yeah.
It would be really cool if it was, though.
Yeah.
It's throwing up lightning.
Nice.
And
Yeah,
that
so-
really, that
I
really
mean-
cool purple lightning, red
Yeah.
lightning.
If it's a giant sandstorm going on, you put out the giant spotlights and aim them up into the air, and it'd get pretty cool effects too.
Mm,
Too bad there's nobody close enough to do so.
yeah.
Well, I mean,
So yeah.
I was gonna say
So-
if we were in it, we
Yeah.
would be.
We got spotlights to spare.
Well, we probably do.
20,000. Yeah, but like also probably plopped on a rock, kind of looking off in that direction, but as well, kind of looking around every once in a while.
Okay. We're going to have a let's just do a group vigilance.
Ho ho.
The difficulty is going to be 4 red.
Ooh.
And you are going to have 2 setback and 2 boost. Well,
Oh, that's
no,
right. This isn't.
yeah. Okay, so the 2 boost is from your equipment that you've spent.
Nice.
The 2
Oh, it
setback
is.
is because, well, this is unfamiliar territory and
Mhm.
darkness.
Yeah.
And
I got a
You-
flashlight, so I can at least reduce some of the darkness penalty.
who is gonna help, and what's your skill in vigilance?
I don't. I'm asleep. This is my companion B, who is guarding me while I'm asleep.
I guess we're assisting them.
Hey,
I am technically not trained in vigilance.
I have 2 training in vigilance and 1 willpower, so
Wait,
So
you can train past your.
yeah.
You
I
get
didn't
more
know that.
green dice for it because you don't have like the overlap anymore.
Yeah.
But you get more dice, which is good.
Yeah, it's just
Nice.
green. It's not a major benefit.
So there is an article that I read that talked about the most efficient use of your dice pool is to just add green dice instead of yellow dice.
Yeah.
And so they talk about how you don't want to actually spend your starting XP on raising your
On stuff you're already good at.
characteristics. You don't raise any of your characteristics. You just leave them all at 2, and then just spend everything on skills and talents.
I disagree.
Confirm, having 5 dice, pretty good.
So, I mean, statistically, yeah, that there's some truth to that. The problem is you don't get the triumphs as often, which
Yeah.
is a valid portion of the game. So it really is up to the person what they want to do.
Yeah.
Still, so we have our vigilant spot already out here. And
So
Darren's just gonna feel a little bit put out now.
yeah. Do you want to keep that roll, or do you want to roll again with the others?
I mean, it seems like we should probably just go ahead and let the vigilant spot do its thing and assist it, because we're all actually terrible.
Well, like I said, I'm asleep. BD4 is guarding me. So this is BD4 guarding me.
Yeah, so I guess let's roll some blue
So-
dice then.
5 blue dice.
Okay. I'm gonna queue up 5 blue dice.
Which I've already added to the pool. So all you have to do is, well, I guess all I have to do is I'll roll.
Roll pool.
Unless
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
want to do it.
I mean, I'll hit the roll. Yeah, there you go. So we bring it down
Okay.
to 1 success, but we have a
A
lot of
lot of advantages and 1 success.
Triumph is still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you are getting what? Yeah.
I like to imagine Terrence snoring through the night. It'll howl large now to keep predators in.
So what? 1 success, 6 advantage, 1 triumph.
2 successes.
I see 4 successes, 3 failure.
So there's 4 successes in the BD4's
He's just B.
roll.
Just call him B.
So B has 4 successes. The blue dice has 1 success, so that's 5 successes.
Oh, I'm counting overall. 4 minus 3 to 1. Unless you also want to count the triumph as a success, which I believe you do.
So 5 successes minus 4 is 1. Okay, so yeah. And then a whole bunch of advantages.
Right, but
And
we
triumph.
also
Ooh,
count
yeah.
the triumph as success as well, right? So
Yeah, that's why you have 4 successes, 5 successes minus 4.
minus
is one
3.
success. There's 4 failures.
I see 3.
1, 2, 3, 4 failures.
We only need to read the results versus results.
Yeah, I
I
think
don't
you're
know
making
what
it
you're
slightly more
doing.
complicated.
I don't know what you
I'm
were
making
doing.
it slightly more complicated. Because
Results
Yeah.
versus results
the dice.
means 2 successes, triumph.
Okay.
It's 6
It's the
advantage.
same thing. So yeah. You are actually you are aware of the sound of this eerie barking that you hear. It's kind of a combination of a cat like growl to like a hyena.
I like to think that B alerts everybody to this presence by firing at it.
It is the thing that is interesting about this is, although you are aware of the sounds, you never actually get a view of the creature itself.
Well, you see, sounds come from a direction, and that's the major important part of that
But
sense.
they echo.
And so maybe
Well,
B
maybe you fire at
does
every direction
just
that the echo comes from.
fires off, and that's why you don't see anything.
Well, it's mostly that they're supposed to be warning shots, right? Because animals are
Right.
scared of loud noises and bright lights.
Sounds
And
good.
this is a heavy blaster rifle, so
And that would explain why you don't see anything, but you do hear them. And
it seems
and
more
as
like
the night
anybody else would hear heavy blaster shots. Wake up!
yeah, you hear those sounds, and they kind of move around your camp, and then after a few hours of B firing every few minutes, none of you get sleep, and because you got a triumph. I'm not making you have any of the problems with sleeping, so you're all good.
Nice.
Hey, I
Um,
brought some more energy drinks. I'm gonna mix it in with our alcohol now.